You are listening to Stories from Väruld. In this episode, behind the scenes of this podcast, Part 6.
Hello and welcome. Desiree is with us today, as usual.
Hello everyone.
For those of you who does not know it, Desiree is the creator of Väruld, and we are both AI voices. Desiree, could you tell us what you are doing with Väruld right now?
Yes. A few years ago, I started publish Väruld material, writing about different countries, the magic, the gods and such, and published it in books. But I realised that it would be better to publish in smaller items because, well, first of all, it was physical books with their limitations. And, well, I had published 3 countries in one book and 3 in the next, and why 3? I don't know. So I'm splitting them up to separate books and staying only digital. Right now, I'm rewriting the last of those countries, Deres. I hope I'm done when this episode is published.
Wow, that inspired so many questions. Why rewriting?
They became shorter than I intended in the first version because the physical book could not be a brick, because then it would have been too expensive. And I've also learned more about what is needed.
Needed for who?
Game masters in a tabletop role-playing game situation, for example, and also writers.
Game master I get, but writers?
I hope others will write adventures too, to the world. And maybe there are writers out there who want to write fantasy, but don't want to create a whole world.
You mean a writer of novels could use Väruld?
Sure, why not? Some writers write fan fiction using others' worlds and characters. Maybe a legal world to use could find its writers too.
I've never heard about that concept. Let's hope it works. Tell me more about Deres and your rewrite.
I'm focusing much more on the society than I did in the first version. What kind of laws do they have? And what kind of punishments? And how do you behave? In Deres, for instance, you don't talk about money and you don't lie. So if you as a stranger stay at an inn and ask what the room costs, you are rude. And you'll get an answer like, as much as a basket of apples, or something like that. If you ask if your dress looks good, you could get an answer like, those boots look comfortable, if the person does not think it looks good. You don't lie, but you're not bluntly honest either. Each country now is about 3 times as long as the first version.
Did you write things then, in the first version, that are not part of the new version?
Some. In Deres' case, I had an island with a glacier, while it was hot baking desert on the mainland. I think I was inspired by the glacier in Nevada in the US, but the one I had written just didn't feel likely, and ChatGPT agreed. At the moment, I think it will be rare hailstorms instead, but the whole environment was based on a cave entrance blocked by the glacier. I'll see what I do about that. It is a fantasy world, but I want it to feel true. No flying islands just because it gives you a new challenge and it looks good on the illustration.
When you're done with Deres, what will happen then?
I'll finish the rewrite of the 2 novels I have, taking place in Väruld. When I wrote them, the world was not really ready, so now when I have a functional world, I'll do some rewriting. I'll guess the language needs an update too. One of them is almost done, but I got cold feet and chose to finish the countries first. Then I'm planning on writing an adventure for tabletop RPG for this world. And then I have Sahafi.
Sahafi?
A written language. A logographic language. I have 350 symbols, but need to make some decisions about grammar before I continue. And practical issues about file structure too. I think I read somewhere that a functional language need about 1,000 symbols.
Wow, I guess you're never bored.
No.
Thank you for today. If you haven't, click to follow this podcast, and if you can, write a review and recommend it to others.
Yes, please do. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening to Stories from Väruld. In the next episode, Law, the creation of the 3 planets.